Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Yo, welcome back to the Grapevine. You're on the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and thank you, Ray and Shannon, for that fire segment. I heard it was going down. You're on the award-winning Truth Radio 101.7, and Milwaukee, I'm going to make it a short one today because I got a man in the building that doesn't need me talking. He needs me listening. He needs you listening. And here's the question running under everything for the next 2 hours. Who does this country actually protect? That's the question we're going to actually answer. And who gets left to protect themselves? Mr. John Fletcher is in the building, spent his whole life answering that question with his own two hands, teaching people how to survive the moment the system doesn't show up in time. Then the next hour, we're going to hold the federal government itself up to that same exact question, because they just told us the answer with a $1.15 trillion check out of nowhere. And I'm not going to let that slide. We're not going to let that slide today. $1.1 trillion, and this country's still broke. But, we're not going to delay any of this. John,
what's going on?
How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good.
Desert Storm,
Desert Shield, Kempo Goju, these mean streets of Milwaukee. Right.
Wow. Yeah. Combat medic,
been around the world. Like I said, a lot of experience here.
Yeah.
That took me. It was useful overseas as well. As far as being from Milwaukee, because like you said, many people don't know Milwaukee's on the map. Black folks there, right?
Yeah.
They didn't know that. It's like Vernon, like every time you go somewhere, Laverne and Shirley or this, that, we didn't know this, that, but
right.
They seen one now.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You're a father of four?
Father of four.
Yeah.
That's correct. I got a son that stays in Seattle. 3 daughters, right? Been grinding it out. 26, 21, and 15, soon to be 16.
Whew.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Girl dad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
How differently do you teach your own kids self-protection than you teach a stranger in a seminar?
I don't. I give them my passion for doing it, right, is because of them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I teach anyone,
mm-hmm.
I teach them with the same energy I teach my girls.
Yeah.
It's no difference between a guy or a female.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to teach you the same.
Right.
That's just how I feel on that.
You are, we come from the same karate system, martial arts system.
Correct.
It's a very unique martial arts system called
It
Kempo
is.
Goju. It's a blend between Kempo and Goju, but we have trained a number of individuals in many different forms and formats of the martial arts: kickboxing, boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, aikido, you name it, weapons.
Exactly.
We got people who are marksmen, sharpshooters, all like bow and arrow hunters. People who like
all over the floor.
All over the floor. We are a very unique people in relationship to black people, but we also, in relationship to the martial arts, we kind of own that space too.
Yeah, one of the first in Wisconsin.
Yeah, one of the first black-owned karate martial arts systems in Wisconsin.
1970.
Whew.
Yeah. But your dad was one of the 4
right.
names we had to remember.
Right.
So it was all good. And your dad knew my mom too.
Mm.
And they used to work, I think, at MATC.
Yeah.
Running the halls. She worked down there.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know my mom? She's like, yeah. Say your mom said hi. I was like, okay, cool. And then she's like, I go tell her, oh, I know him. So it was all good. So it was a full circle. Yeah.
Very much a full circle. So you're here. You basically came back home, started working, doing what you got to do, and doing karate and everything. And then now you are teaching civilians, teaching people how to defend themselves.
The biggest thing I'm teaching you is how to make decisions under stress, right?
Yeah.
From when I first started this, it was really just about self-defense. And like I said, then COVID hit.
Right.
If you couldn't go out, so you couldn't, that was it. That was it for me. If I can't see nobody, who I'm going to teach, right?
Right.
Even though we had the internet. But I just started thinking. So I went back to the grind, right? I went back to the lab.
Yeah.
Started watching the news, and then all this stuff was happening. And I was like, man, people really need to be taught some soft skills.
Yeah.
Right?
Soft skills. What are soft skills?
So soft skills is like situational awareness, verbal de-escalation, right?
Yeah. Situational awareness, verbal de-escalation.
Right. Knowing your surroundings, all the types of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Knowing when, knowing the laws, knowing your local laws, knowing when you have the right for self-defense.
Right.
Everything is not a self-defense situation, right? So all those little baby steps in between, and then your verbiage, how you talk to the police if you have to, or how you talk to another person, right? You could be the problem.
Right.
So if you don't understand that, and as a community, I think Milwaukee's kind of in this culture of, not combat culture. I would kind of say it's a combat culture because everything, how we was raised, is always a win or lose.
Right.
There's no really talk out things, right? Which leads to, if your parents did it, your child is going to do it. So there's really no classes on kind of the soft skills.
Right.
So that's where I found my niche right there. So I just took that to the next level, just kept creating, and I really do talk about prevention, right? So you learn the soft skill side.
Right.
And then if the threat is still here, now we jump to the hard skill side.
Right.
Right. Because at the end of the day, your mission is to make it home
the
same way you left the house. Right. That's the mission.
And even you looking at, you also start to, from that vantage point, you start to have some compassion for the person who's actually attacking you. If once you subdue them, you're down, they're down, you can finish them.
Correct.
But then you're like, okay, what level of humanity do I have?
Exactly. And that's where
i.e. the cop in Madison.
And that's where your knowing the law and your rights come in at, right?
Right.
So that's what my system comes in. You can defend, you have the right to defend yourself.
Right.
But if you have to go to court, they're going to have these sets of rules that if you didn't follow one of those, it's all for nothing.
Right.
If you don't make yourself in a sense bulletproof or know what to say, right?
Yeah.
I always tell everybody we start as a reasonable person.
Yeah.
That's the first lesson class, a reasonable person. Because that's how they're going to judge you when they do a traffic stop.
Yeah.
When they do, whether it's domestic violence, they're going whatever it is on the table. Reasonable person is in the Wisconsin state laws on you're privileged. Right?
Yeah.
You're privileged to do or have self-defense under these conditions. And you better know the conditions, right? Because just because me and you fight, we could both get a ticket for just aggravated assault.
Right.
Right. So you have to know what to say, know why you're doing it, and
Right.
know your wins and whys.
Are there man, I got a couple of questions. So if a person, they knuckle up, two people knuckle up
Right.
outside of a bar,
Right.
one hits the other hits the other. They both get a ticket.
Right.
One gets off, the other one doesn't.
Okay.
This person must have said, the one that got off must have said the right thing to the cop or wrong.
Could be. 'Cause remember, every situation is situational.
Okay.
The first thing when you said was two people are outside the bar fighting. Right.
Yeah.
When people hear that or see that, that means those two people agreed. Right.
Right.
They agreed to fight each other.
Right.
Right. Nobody tried to walk away. Nobody tried verbal de-escalation. You have to meet certain many conditions before you can defend yourself. I'm not saying
Right.
let the person hit you first, but if we right out the gate, we just, okay, let's go fight. That's no self-defense at all.
Oh,
We in
right.
agreement.
Yeah.
Right? We're in agreement. So what we get after that is two people agreeing to fight. Nobody's like, nah, that's okay. That's all right, bro. I'm just cool. I'm cool. I'm trying to walk away. You're not letting me walk away. Right.
Right.
I'm got my hands up. I'm trying to tell you, hey,
I'm backed into a corner.
Right. The guy's not letting me leave.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't in Wisconsin, you don't have to wait until the guy physically strikes you based on what he's saying.
Really?
Right. No, you don't have. It's not Wisconsin.
So somebody says calls you the N-word.
Correct.
Correct. And then the hard R.
Right.
Is that a basis?
It could be because he could be the antagonizer. Now, if you have a choice to leave,
and
you don't, right, and this guy's steadily saying that, there's two scenarios that's going to go down, right? You could go and engage in that and say this was the reason,
right?
But he does have freedom of speech to say whatever. And if you're trying to teach him a lesson, he probably deserved it,
right?
But legally, if the police roll up, what happened? Oh, this guy came up here and hit me, blah 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 blah. Why did you hit him? Well, he called me. Okay, police job is not to be judge and jury right there.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, you hit this person, that's assault.
Right.
Right.
They got the generalities.
Right.
The
police are going to come. Their job is to make the peace. Their job is not to not judge a jury. Some counties do, some states do.
Right.
But they're not. You're not looking to talk to them.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I mean by that. Right.
Yeah.
Like this guy he could have been antagonizing you the whole time, and he deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
But because somebody will say on the prosecution, like, why didn't you get up and walk away? Right? See, this is the stuff you need to know before you engage in something like that. Now, I'm not saying that you don't, because, you probably deserve it.
Right.
But if you know those things, then you'll know what to say. Have a second thought. You may be with your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want that smoke? Right? Because if you do hit him first, and what if he hit his head and then boom?
He's dead.
Right.
So there were a number of cases where I've read, and I've been reading a number of cases since you and I reconnected about this, and we're going to get into the main topic coming up in the next couple of segments. But there was I've seen a case where a guy hit somebody, and he falls out and he passes away. I want to get into that. I also want to get into the reason why you're here. And one of the main reasons, I want everybody to know, I want everybody to tune in. One of the main reasons why John is here is because we are talking today and demonstrating. We're talking about domestic violence in relationship to Milwaukee, and and also nationwide, worldwide. But we're also going to allow John to demonstrate some ways in which we can prevent domestic violence in certain situations. So when we come back, we'll have John. We're going to talk about our domestic violence rates, statistics, and ways in which we can prevent domestic violence in our situations when we get back on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. You're on the Grapevine with Manon.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front? No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
Back with the most venomous rapper, be the godfather of the club banger. Let me hear you clap. You can applaud me from the very beginning. You can give me your standing ovation while I bang your face in.
Ooh, this beat right here. You know who this is. Our buddy Busta Rhymes. Hey y'all, we back in the building. You're on the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. We're picking some more grapes on the award-winning 101.7 Truth Radio. And we got Mr. John Fletcher. John Fletcher is one of the best people to ever do it here in Milwaukee in relationship to self-defense and also loving the body. He loves his body. He loves everybody else's body, because one thing about it, I think we have to remember, is that you only get one of these.
Yes, sir.
You only get one body. You have to defend it. You got to protect it.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I think a lot of people think self-defense is about being the toughest person in the room. You'd probably argue something different. What's the actual philosophy underneath what you teach?
The actual philosophy for what I teach is building up your confidence, right? Building the person up, right? Start with the soft skills.
Yeah.
That means you get the education of why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? You have to know the reason why you want to do it, right? Then once you understand why I'm doing it, the consequences of everything, then we jump into the hard skills.
Yeah.
Right? And then after that, if you want to progress, we go to non-lethal weapons.
Right.
And then if you want to keep going, we go to deadly force weapons. So it's a whole system that I created. But I really believe you need to start with the basics, because a lot of people like getting their CCWs or like getting into that one, and they never really got their mindset.
Yeah, people get these CCWs and they think they can shoot anything and anybody, like that young lady who shot that kid. Shot that kid over a water bottle.
Right.
Like, they get these CCWs, they get the gun in their hand, and then they think that they're tactically trained. That does not. Yeah. That's not it.
It's definitely not it. Like we always say, right? Practice. Right?
Yeah.
But it's really a mental thing in your brain too, right? Your neurons have to be formatted to where you know how to do things automatically, right? We call it muscle memory.
Yeah.
Right. But if you don't practice and you don't do this, you just think you're gonna pull out a weapon when somebody jumps. It's too much going on in your body, right? Adrenaline rush. You lose your motor skills. You know how the tunnel vision. People don't know about that, right? They go get the CCW, but they don't know about this part.
Yeah.
Right. So you need, that's the first step in getting it, but you need to train.
So women, we just had a domestic violence incident, and I think this is the crux of our show, is we had a domestic violence incident about a couple of days ago, a week ago or so, and a young lady by the name of Kiana Pliska was killed by her estranged lover, boyfriend, spouse, partner, and they were doing a custody exchange at their old apartment building. Something safe in St. Francis very quiet, be able to exchange and just move on. He takes the child, puts the child in the booster seat, walks around to the driver's side of the woman's car, and kills her.
Yeah.
Kills her, shoots her 3 or 4 times. He then takes off, with the child, admits that he was in the wrong, admits to killing the lady. What's going on here? What's going on?
First, I'll say this right here. I live by this, and we teach this in CCW. One of the 4 basic rules of firearm safety. Always treat a weapon as if it was loaded, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I look at people, right? Under different circumstances, people are capable of doing some of the meanest things or most diabolical things that you wouldn't even think they would do.
Right.
Once you underestimate, and I'm not saying she underestimate, but once you kind of relax your guard around a lot of things, knowing that the tension was high,
right,
a lot of bad things can happen. In our case in Milwaukee, we have a lot of society of men that you just can't say no to,
right?
Which is, I don't know where that's coming from.
We have people who say, just leave.
No, it's a whole. If you say just leave, that's kind of what the ideal thing to do, right?
Yeah.
But if somebody it's always the plan. It's a before, right? When you see the signs, but you don't walk away, and now you're in it.
Yeah.
Right. You're 10 toes down in it. You got a family, you got bills,
right,
and money maybe depending on this person. So you just can't get up and then get out of there.
Right.
And then you have this other stuff at the back end too, where maybe you trying, and you know that's just going to escalate the situation. So mentally, you're locked down.
Right.
You your brain is here. So it takes people different levels, right? You have to address people at different levels.
Yeah.
This is why I always suggest we have these classes to young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm working with Sade Robinson's mom and her foundation because of what happened to her daughter on the first date. Right.
On the first date, she was. On the first date, people don't know that on the first date she was, unalive,
in a very, very, very disturbing way.
Yeah.
But the point is, you have to give. If I believe my philosophy, I believe if I give people information,
right,
they can make better decisions. Right? Mm-hmm. This is the before thing.
Yeah.
And then if they're in it, right, now this is where you have to create a plan because you just can't get up and leave. Right. When I mean create a plan is you got to start thinking, what are my options? Start studying, start writing down everything. So you have a journal. Mm-hmm. He does this, he does that. So now you're making a paper trail.
Yeah.
Right? He's been doing this, he's been doing that. If you go to the police, you have something behind you. But then what it all boils down to, right, who's responsible for your protection?
Right. So, man, so many questions. Right. I hope you guys are listening. I'm just going to take a little small break because if you are listening, this is very, very serious. There's so many people that are in domestic violence situations. Please tune in. And if you can, please make sure that you are passing the word around about this interview right now. We don't have a whole lot of time left. We're going till 3:00 with John, but I know for a fact that we're going to get into the crux of it. So if you have any questions, give us a call, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Please call in if you have any questions. A lot of people think that this may not happen to them. If somebody's listening right now and they're in a relationship and they're starting to feel unsafe, but nothing's happened yet. Nothing's happened. What's the earliest warning sign you want them to trust? What's the number one earliest warning sign?
You just said it, your instincts. Because you don't, if the person likes you, they're not going to steadily come out, but you'll see something, right? You'll see some, why'd you wear that dress? I like you in this dress. Mm-hmm. But it'll be a continuing pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like this over this.
Yeah.
And doesn't. Then maybe next time he'll get a little louder.
Yeah.
Who you go? What you wearing that for? Where you going? You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Right.
Yeah.
It works both ways, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
But those are signs that people see that kind of can tell, right? And you can look at his family, look at his friends, right? And see how they act, right? You have to set boundaries, right? You have to set boundaries. And then the individual has to say, well, whoever I'm going to date, these are my boundaries, right?
Right.
But I don't think a lot of people have even boundaries for themselves.
So some beautiful woman, she goes on a date with somebody, they wind up in a relationship, and the guy does not display this. He's masking until
they get to a level where he feels she's hooked. Now he can relax. Now he has her guard relaxed, so she drops her guard down, right? Now she's in the form of, yeah, this is the one, or I'm comfortable around him.
Right.
But now when he feels that, now he starts, right?
Is this happening a lot in Milwaukee?
It is.
Milwaukee is a unique place. Let's just put it on.
The
on
reason
tape,
Milwaukee it was a unique place. I grew up in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Milwaukee was always known for men doing women a certain way, right? One of my first books I ever read was, novels I would say it was Iceberg Slim. Pimp, right?
Yeah.
My life. And that was a throw stone back and forth here.
Right.
So I grew up around a lot of those guys, and that's what you seen. This is how you thought dudes were supposed to act,
right?
Towards it, But I would never take that in the house because I ain't never seen that, in my house.
Right.
But
right.
A lot of that it was real in people's minds.
Yeah.
So you fast forward, right? Now everybody made that lifestyle famous, right? They made the debauchery famous. They made all that. Now it's embedded in people. It's, they can let go of the reins now because the machine has worked.
Right.
So I'm just saying that I guess at our level, it's education. The woman should know how she wanted to be treated. But if she don't know, she needs to be with other women or just sit down and write it, right? We know what's right. When kids know what's right and wrong, we're going to tease each other. We're going to do whatever. But if you grow up already hurt, and nobody's guiding you, you're going to be an adult that hurts adults. Right? If you're getting away with that here, right, and that's your mechanism, right, because the men can't communicate or articulate that they hurt, can't get the words out, so the only words they can use is violence. And that's they're like, oh, but you made me do that, right?
Right.
You caused this.
Right.
But if you wouldn't have did this, I would have never did that. You could, baby, don't be doing, and then she like, yo, you right. And that's why I said we got to bring them out from that mode, because she's not wrong. She's just being her. Like I said, oh, you hang around your family too much. Oh, why you hang with that girl? I don't want you to be friends with her. Girl, we ain't seen you. Know where you been, right?
Yeah.
That's how I start. I'm pulling you away. I'm a Jim Jones you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you in this coat.
Yep.
Right?
And then I'm
you don't
gonna hook you with the poison
and you
Kool-Aid.
and you won't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
But how many times has it been happening?
Probably the entire time.
That's
he
what
was
I'm saying.
grooming you. Hey, John, real quick before we go to scenarios, and I want you to answer this question in your mind. We're gonna come back to after break, and I want you to think about this. But I want everybody to think about this. But real quick before we go to scenarios, do you think most people wait too long to protect themselves because they're hoping somebody else, a system, a person is going to do it for them instead? I think, and I got my answer, but I know you have an answer. Hey, you guys. You're on the Grapevine. We're picking some more grapes with John Fletcher. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get right into it. We're going to get into scenarios live on air today with the John Fletcher. We'll be back in 3.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. You're on the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, the award-winning Truth 1017 Radio, and we have the John Fletcher on our show, Picking Some Grapes with me, and he is discussing different scenarios in which, today we're discussing different scenarios in which we can release ourselves from domestic violence situations. Now, today is very unique. It's a very unique show because a lot of times we have our guests, they sit down and they talk. But today we're going to have him stand up and or sit down and show us what we can do in relationship to a scenario. So I'll give him 4 scenarios, close to, and then we will hopefully get through those demonstrations and also conversate around what we can do next. So scenario number 1. This is like pop quiz.
Okay.
All right. Scenario number 1. Someone grabs your wrist from behind unexpectedly. Show us the first move and explain why that's the first response instead of panicking.
So if you get unexpected.
Right. And let me know if you need me. That doesn't come off, but we can.
So if you, basically,
you
like your situation awareness should be on at all times, right?
Right.
But if you get grabbed by the wrist, and he's grabbing you by the wrist and pulling.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. First thing I'm doing is looking over my shoulder, right?
Right.
There's a couple options here. I can do a back kick the knee.
Right.
I can grab my wrist. If he has a one-hand grab and pull it away.
Yep.
And get ready, turn around and get ready for combat.
Yep.
Or depending on how far he is and if he's turned this way, straight to the groin. But we're attacking from here. I'm looking at the threat and I'm looking at my options.
Right.
It's one-on-one, meaning his tool is on my other arm tool, right?
Right.
I have 3 tools open, 2 legs, 1 arm.
Right.
And he has either that leg or that whatever. So whatever I'm going to attack, either the knees, ankles, or the leg, or the femur bone right there.
Right. A lot of people will, and I appreciate that. And so a lot of people will take this scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wrist grab scenario, and they will panic. Let go, bow, or they will, it's the arm wrestle, right?
And here's the thing too. If the person is pulling you,
right,
don't resist. Pulls you back.
Go with the momentum.
He's giving you a gift of momentum, right?
Right.
So you turn it around, boom, and hammer fist comes, right?
Yep.
But you're going right into him. You can go right to the eyes, right?
Yeah.
Right to the nose. But you're trying to hit something that's going to damage him or make him whatever. You're not trying to fight him.
Right.
We're not trying to fight here.
You're trying to get away.
Exactly. And that's the language we want to use. In each situation, the tools that we need to do, what do we want to say we're doing? As a reasonable person, what we're doing is stopping the threat.
Right.
If it takes 5 punches or it takes whatever kicks, that's all we're doing. We're not the aggressor.
Right.
In that situation.
So, okay. This is a good one. A partner is escalating verbally. The person is escalating verbally. They're standing too close. They're blocking the doorway. What's the first physical and verbal move you use to create space without escalating to, from 0 to 10? 10 being the highest.
So, if I heard you correctly, he's hollering at this young lady, right?
Yeah.
And he's blocking the door from getting her out.
Yeah, exactly. Standing too close. He's,
right,
kind of pulsating. Like, I told you, and, guys pulsate back and forth in your face.
So right then and there, this is another thing I teach too. This is where
ladies, listen up.
This is where you're buying your time to break that OODA loop, right?
Yeah.
What he's in an OODA loop cycle.
Yeah.
Meaning he's dead bent on doing something or preventing you from doing something.
Yeah, speaking of Mike. Yeah.
This is where you have to use your training, or you have to train that, right?
Right.
The first thing you do is, if he start talking higher, you start talking lower.
Right. Yep.
Your tone, you set the tone.
Yeah, you good. You
set the tone by bringing it down. You don't engage in his.
Right.
But at the same time, you're thinking, what should I do? Looking at pathways. What can I grab?
Right.
If you can't talk him down, now you have to have a plan of action.
Mm-hmm.
I always teach the ladies to have their hands up.
Mm-hmm.
I always talk with my hands above the waist.
Yeah.
Right? I always want my hands here. Right.
Right.
And what I'm doing with my footwork is why he's yelling and talking. If I can't get out that door and I'm in a room, I'm buying some time, and I'm looking around and what can I do?
Right.
What can I grab?
You're looking at if it's a rock, if it's a pen,
yes.
if it's a
anything, a cord,
like
anything that you can even out. If
dirt,
you're
dirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not a big person, right, you have to think. You're not going to jump up to try to attack him. You're attacking anything below that waist.
Right.
To get him to come down to you, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to talk and stand and talk, but that's basically kind of what I start with. I start with footwork,
right,
hands up, and the mental reason why we're doing it, right? Because what you're talking about, you're flooded with adrenaline.
Yeah, right.
Right? So now your body starts shaking.
Yeah.
His voice is really intimidating. That's where the confidence comes in at. And that's where your training comes in at. Because your brain is saying, what do I do? If it goes in that Rolodex and it has a blank, that's where the violence comes in.
What are the domestic violence statistics here in Milwaukee? Do you have any?
Right. So
I know you got a ton.
Brought some. Domestic violence. There were 7,911 domestic violence calls recorded by the Milwaukee Police Department. Right. Women continue to make a large majority. Women continue to make a large majority of domestic violence. 87% of sexual assault survivors are females. Right? Intimate partner homicides. 57% of domestic violence homicide victims are female.
This is in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee. About 79% of intimate partner homicides are women. 79% of, I mean, they're not married, boyfriend, whatever.
Right.
Whoever they're dealing with.
Intimate, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are women, right? They do not they do not count the calls because those calls are erupt so many of them, right?
Yeah.
But another reason is a lot of domestic violence or sexual assaults are not even called.
They're not called in.
They're not called in because why? Because a lot of times they're either shamed or they don't think the police have enough evidence for it. I personally know someone that went through that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they said they didn't have enough evidence to do anything to the person. And you know the person's going to go up and do it again. That's the problem with the system. The system requires that it be at this level, but everybody has a different situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
When she got that restraining order finally on that person, that probably drove him over the edge, right? And then they really shouldn't have been exchanging if she had an restraining order, but he probably didn't know it because I think it was that same day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So technically, he shouldn't have been nowhere near her.
No, it was the day after. She got killed, and the day after the restraining order was passed.
But there you go. And like I said, a lot of guys don't care about no restraining. Criminals don't care about no rules.
Yeah, they
don't care about no rules.
No, they don't.
Right?
Yeah.
So in those type of scenarios, like I said, classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do have a scenario, a self-defense, right? Women who train are better able to recognize warning signs, assert boundaries, and utilize effective strategies from those that don't train. Right? This was just a study.
And all you have to do, and it's funny because all it takes is one class, two classes, whatever, but some type of practice.
Yes.
In order for you to recognize it. We don't have a lot of time in this segment right here, but there's another scenario, a child, not an adult, is present during a verbal argument that's turning really physical. And a lot of kids are always around.
Right.
I just literally just heard of somebody. What should that child specifically be taught to do in that exact moment? You got 30 seconds. Tell me something.
Ooh, that was a good one. In that moment, you really should have a conversation with your children if they're able to understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should have a game plan that if daddy or mommy gets like this, you should go to your room or get away if you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every situation is different. They can't get out, but you really have to explain to your children, if you have to, that if daddy gets like this, we need to, whatever our game plan is going to be,
right,
be ready to either leave or call 911.
Mm.
If you don't talk to your kids, and that's the start of a personal protection self-defense game plan, right?
Right.
Meaning everybody knows their role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it wasn't domestic violence, if somebody was breaking in my house and dad had to get up, mom would know to grab the kids, right, and go to a certain room while dad does this.
Yeah.
Right? So basically, I would say you have to sit down and talk to your kids before. If it's during, you still have to explain what's happening.
Right.
If you see daddy like this is what's going on.
Mm.
And I want you to either do A, B, C, or D. And the reason why I say A, B, C, or D, because there's no universal answer of what they're going to do.
Right.
My house is different. Your house is different. The area will be different, right? You may have more family members than I do.
Right.
Right? Or you may have, the kid could have a phone. Like, if you hear this, I need you to call your auntie. I need you to call blah, 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 or run to a room, or hide under the bed, or do something. Right?
Hey, y'all, when we come back, we're going to talk with John Fletcher about more live scenarios, and I got a personal question of my own that I don't want to reveal to him yet until we get to the next segment and we're live on air. So you are in the building with John Fletcher on the Grapevine, and you are listening to us on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We'll be back in 3.
In Milwaukee County, equity means making sure everyone has a real chance to thrive. That's why the Milwaukee County Office of Equity works to help remove barriers, strengthen community connections, and support fair access to opportunities across Milwaukee County. Want to learn what they do, explore resources, or find ways to get involved? Just search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online. Milwaukee County Office of Equity, advancing equity for all Milwaukee County residents. For more information, search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at mda75.org.
Welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and we got John Fletcher in the building. But first, at UW Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. War Ready lets students in K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus, from science and tech to art, sports, and more. Students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Get started today at uwm.edu/War Ready. And we got people in the chat. People in the chat are saying, Jasmine said hi, everybody's introducing themselves. People are saying it's a great topic. I think this is Anita Nicole. Shout out to you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, this is a great topic. So at the break, we were talking about. I posed a question to you about young girls before we get into the question that I specifically asked. Young girls, teenage girls, are facing rape at a alarming rate. And in Milwaukee specifically, you addressed this during the break. And if you could tell us, rehash that conversation that we had.
So basically, it's a lot of young people out here. Really, their home environments are terrible. They have no mentorship. They go home, then they have to come back and deal with school.
Yeah.
So they really don't have anybody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe we should have programs on boundaries, right?
Yeah.
And what that looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did I want to say a pilot program. I was at Washington High School, and I had the young ladies, taught them about boundaries.
Yeah.
And I asked them questions like, what are you facing now? What about boys are you facing? And they told me what they thought.
Yeah.
Then I took them out the room and I brought the boys in there, and I said, well, hey, what do you guys think about this? And, whatever. And they told me what they thought.
Mm-hmm.
Then I brought them back together, and we did scenarios so they can see how that looks of what you're saying.
And kids are naturally physical individuals.
Correct.
But they mirror what they eventually see.
They mirror what they see. Just a quick snippet. I was at Sherman Park. I was teaching, was I had a booth and I was teaching young kids on firearm safety. These group of kids were the oldest maybe about 8.
Yeah.
8 on till 3, right?
Yeah.
Just, just basic stuff. I thought everything was good. At the end of getting ready to pack up, this lady came to me and said, because I gave this one little guy a little jersey, said, "Is that your son?" I was like, no, that's not my son. All right, is that what's going on? He's trying to fight my son. I was like, oh, okay, well, you should know better. He should know better than that, right?
Right.
So she walks over to that little group, and then, I'm still trying to pack up. And then all of a sudden, I started hearing this yelling. So I look up and said, let me walk over here and see what's going on. This little boy, and he was no more than 8 years old, was talking like a grown adult to them ladies. I'm talking F-bombs everywhere,
what?
D-bombs everywhere. I had to literally hold him and have him, and I looked him dead in his face. I made him look at me, right?
Yeah.
Because he was gone. He was gone. And I told the ladies, I did. So I know verbal de-escalation works. I told the ladies to go back, I'll take care of them. We sat and talked. I said, what is going on? I said, we talked about this morning. Right? That's how you got this T-shirt, because we was doing good. I said, this ain't you. This is some grown adults. You can't. And he was like, breathing, doing this. I said, but I made him look at me. But when I looked into his eyes, he was gone. So I walked him over back to the swings over there. I said, are these your people? I said, don't let him get off these swings. Whatever you do, he's staying over here. And his little brother came. And, it was rough. They roughed it from Sherman.
Yeah.
It was like, what's going on? I was like, he all right. He's all right. He's all right. He'll tell you about it a little later. But remember what we talked about. He was like, well, what are you getting ready to go do? So I'm getting ready to pack up my stuff and go home. He said, I want to go with you.
Oh, man.
And I looked and I was like, well, I'll be up here. I said, but what we talked about. So I gave you some good advice that I need you to stand to. Your little brother right here, you got to do what you got to do because you his example.
Right.
And then, people, he hard-headed. He ain't going to listen. I said, he going to listen today. All right, he going to listen. So I left and walked, and I was thinking about that, like, wow. And it clicked in my mind that he had to see that behavior at home.
Yeah.
That had to, because his face looked, it wasn't even him no more. From the little boy that was that morning to how he was looking, right? And I believe he meant it. If he was bigger, he
would have did something.
He would have did something.
So,
and that leads to if he's not healed here,
right,
he's gonna grow up with them uncontrolled emotions and take it out on these women.
And I'm glad we were able to tap into you today because we're running out of time, and I don't want to drop this conversation and just leave it here. So we're definitely going to have you back. I think the people in the chat want you back. I think the people in Milwaukee land definitely want you back because there are a lot of different questions we can ask, and I think there are some people that are afraid to call in. And so we're going to try to make sure that those folks, their questions and also comments and statements and concerns are heard prior to the show. So I'm going to try to figure something out in relationship to the next show with you on it. Last scenario, and you'll have a couple seconds to talk about this. Somebody bigger and stronger has you against the wall. What's realistic here? First thing.
The realistic is don't panic. Breathe. Get your thoughts together, right? That situation could be, how does he have you against the wall? Are your arms pinned, right? Does he have you by your shirt? Are you jacked up, right? If your arms are free, right? If your arms are free, I go for the eyes, right? We're not playing around. People say, oh, that's so good. No, we're not playing around.
Yeah.
If you can get to his face, if your arms are free now, if they're not free and your legs are free, kneecaps or knee.
Yeah.
If you have the space. But each situation is so different, right?
Right.
But when I'm saying self-defense is not pretty, we're not there to play. We're there to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of guys, and man, a lot of guys are in a lot of scenarios used to being the predator. They're not used to being the prey. when you turn the tide and you become the predator,
correct,
as the woman, like you actually go right into the attack. Then it becomes the tide start turning.
And that's why it's so important to teach the ladies from the beginning to build that up, right?
Yeah.
I teach really them to play like you're so weak and defenseless. But really, you're luring him or whoever in and letting their guard down.
Right.
Because that's how they want to feel.
You got to soften them up.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at what should I attack first.
Right.
Not being scared.
So
right.
verbally.
Verbally, you're putting him to sleep.
Right.
You're keeping his OODA loop, and OODA loop is an orientate, observe, orientate, act, and decide. Right.
Yeah.
You want to keep him in that orientate version.
Yeah.
It's a circle, right? You want to keep him always thinking like. So talk to him, act like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir, don't attack me. But all this time, which thing should I hit first?
Right.
Eyes, or knees. Right?
Yeah.
Or if I can get out, that can talk him down, and maybe he'll walk away. But that's not probably going to happen. But that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to agree to fight.
Yeah.
Right? Because two people not agreeing. One person is defending themselves.
Right.
The other person is the aggressor. We always got to keep that establishment. Right. The reasonable person is the non-aggressor.
John, where can we find you?
You can find me at the Sherman Phoenix. I work out of there, Sherman Phoenix. And also I have classes in the Milwaukee Rec Book under Women's Wellness Warrior. The fall classes start to sign up July 30th, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Madison during the week, Madison High School from 6 to 7.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, I'm at McDowell. I have from 11 to 12 for beginners.
Yeah.
And then for people who took my class more advanced, it's 12 to 1. But the phone number you can reach me at is 414-861-1643. And the website is EPUSDS.com.
EPUSDS.com. Right. Hey, y'all, when we come back, John, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, sir.
I really appreciate like this entire hour, man, like genuinely. Milwaukee, hold on to everything he just taught you really, really close. You may need it. Hopefully you do not have to use it. So we're going to zoom all the way out, though. From protecting your own body to asking whether this entire country protects its own people the same way it protects its budget priorities. When we come back on the Grapevine, we'll be back in 3.
Ready to take it back? Join the grand debut of Analog Afternoons at 90s 2K Cafe on Sunday, July 26th, starting at 2. Music kicks off at 4 p.m. with the Cat House Band and DJ Seymour bringing you the biggest hits from the 90s and 2000s. Grab a signature Bloody or a Sunny D Mosa Tower and get jiggy with DJ Saint Trey with special guest host appearance by Action Jackson. 90s 2K Cafe, 1103 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Milwaukee. Come press play on your Sunday fun day.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief.
Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Yes. Welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. We're picking some more grapes. Man, that first hour was fire. I hope y'all tuned in because this was some good information that Mr. John Fletcher gave to us, man. If you didn't tap in, make sure you tap into him because he's actually helping people defend themselves. You are on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth Radio, and American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most, your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. If you're part of the Truth audience, you already know you work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. We just spent an hour teaching you how to protect your own body because the system doesn't always show up on time. Ladies, before I get into this next thing, I will be remiss not to tell you that if you are in a situation that is dangerous, do not be afraid to leave. Do not be afraid to fight back. Do not be afraid to confront the problem head on. Do not be afraid. Get up out of it immediately. John's company is called EPU. EPUSDS.com. You can reach him there and he will help you get through. But please, just a word of advice. Make it happen. Get up out of there. So now, let's talk about a government that found $1.1 trillion out of nowhere. In 1 week, they found $1.1 trillion. And we got to slow it all the way down. We have to slow it all the way down because going through this bill piece by piece, I don't think most people are arguing about it online actually have read what's in it. The House passed the fiscal year 2027 National Defense Authorization Act this week. Listen to this. 216 votes to 212, almost entirely along both party lines. $1.15 trillion total. That's the largest defense budget in American history, up from $900 billion just last year. So let that jump sink in. That's almost $250 billion increase in 1 year. So inside of it, they said, the United States and Israel Defense Technology Corporation Initiative, $750 million specifically for joint U.S.-Israel military technology, broken down as $500 million for missile defense, $100 million for counter-drone systems, $100 million for underground warfare operations, and $50 million for emerging tech. I mean, we're not making this up. I'm saying these numbers because I want you all to think about these numbers, to know what's going on, what you would do with that money. So this provision requires the Pentagon to appoint a dedicated official just to accelerate this corporation. Like it's an actual corporation. Man, we got a gentleman got killed by the cops in Madison. His family got to go through the riff and ringer in order to see some justice. And then they pass a $1.15 trillion budget and poof, out of nowhere. Just boom. They just found, I mean, if I could find $1.15 trillion, I don't think you'd see me. We already know where this money's going. So if you ain't gonna see me, we already know this money is already vanished. Just like that. And this is happening while the U.S. is already, all this is happening while the U.S. is already engaged in an active, ongoing war connected to Iran. A war, I don't know, whatever you call him, the warmonger, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, the real Nazi himself, told the Senate has already cost the war already cost $37.5 billion. We know it's way more than that. And Congress separately just passed a $95 billion bill specifically to fund the war. It's almost an atrocity. The bill also renames the Department of Defense to the Department of War in actual federal law. I'm reading whatever they passed, and I'm reading the addendums, and this is foul. It includes 5 to 7% pay raises for service members. It includes a measure making it easier for service members to carry personal firearms. They can now carry personal firearms anywhere. Anywhere. They already are able to in a way, but now it's the barriers are taken down on military installations. So this is a very, very massive piece of legislation, and I want Milwaukee understanding its size before we kind of get outraged about any piece of it. Even inside of Congress, this wasn't a clean, it wasn't a clean win. The Republican, we already know about this guy, Thomas Massey, called it a bill that tragically merges our military technology and supply chains with Israel. It does. It does. We're merging our efforts with a country that we followed into a war. No matter which way you look at it, no matter how cultural you want to get with it, we followed this place into a war that we didn't need to go into. Now our gas is at almost $4. What is that? What is gas at today? Gas is almost what? $4. If it's not $4 something, it has to be like $3.97. Gas prices near me. All right. Gas prices. I'm looking at gas prices now. Let's see. Gas prices. All right. So 367, something of that nature. It's absolutely, and they said the gas prices jumped 15% since last year. 15 cents since last week. I'm sorry. 15 cents since last week. So meaning that if we're going at the rate that we're going in relationship to this war effort, in another 2 weeks, we'll see the 2022 gas price levels. That means it's going to affect you. So, for example, if you really want to go to the grocery store, you got to travel from the north to the south side and spend your hard-earned gas money and gas. This is, we are teetering on the worst side, the dog side of the fence. We are teetering. If you want to jump over the fence, it's like the kids who lost a ball on, in the yard next to their yard, and in that yard has like a big old pit bull, American lockjaw type pit bull that's real mean, and you lost the ball and you got to go get it, but the only brave person is this he's a little kid. He's probably like 8 years old. He's like, I'll go get it. And then you're like, nah. He was like, no, just come with me. Just, I'll distract him. You get the ball. That's what we've been doing. We've been like, all right, we're going to get the ball. You distract him, you get the ball, and then the dog comes to you. You jump back over the fence, and then the other person grabs the ball. That's what we're doing with Iran. Almost, we know that they weren't, if they were messing with somebody, it didn't seem as though they were messing with us. Man. So 6 Democrats crossed over to yes. 7 Republicans actually said no. So this is like some strange politics going on, some politics going on. This is making some real strange bedfellows out of people who agree on almost nothing. How do you cross party lines? How do you cross party lines to vote on a defense bill, a historic defense bill, when the people in your constituency are tragically facing the worst oil and gas crisis this modern world has ever faced in its history? It still has to pass the Senate, so this is where Democrats are push back hard on the total price tag. So especially while the White House is simultaneously trying to cut social programs. So Milwaukee, now that you heard what's actually in this bill piece by piece, does it change how angry you are, or does it make you angrier? And why do you think most people arguing about this online never got past the headline number? Because that's $1.15 trillion added to all the other debt that we got. And now that you know what's in the bill, Milwaukee, let's talk about who's actually walking away with the check. We got to talk about that. Because I got a name, and I want you furious with real numbers, not just, just the vibration that we're talking about. We'll be back on the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. We'll be back in 3.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them,
It was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Welcome back, Milwaukee. Welcome back. We're picking some more grapes on the Grapevine. And you're on the award-winning Truth Radio 1017. Yes, Truth Nation, it's your chance to win. We're giving away a pair of tickets to Black Arts Fest MKE happening Saturday, August 1st at Summerfest grounds in Milwaukee. Don't miss an unforgettable day of music, culture, art, food, and community. Featuring artists the Lattimore Brothers and Dave Hollister live on stage. Listen every day for your cue to call and score your pair of tickets. Black Arts Fest MKE, Saturday, August 1st at the Summerfest grounds. Brought to you by the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk. And now we have on our live, we have, I think that maybe the family is discussing in Madison the deadly police shooting of the gentleman that was killed by the cops, Madison, Wisconsin cops. We got it up.
Justice for Corey.
Justice for Corey. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
I am Corey Louise's daughter. Put yourself in my perspective. Imagine waking up thinking it's going to be a normal day. My day started, I looked at the time, and I had one on my phone. And then I had called my cousin. We were just talking for a little bit, then my mom called me. She called me saying that she told me something that was in when she was at the house. And I was so confused. I was like, what is she talking about? And she said that my dad has been shot. My heart was so broken, I don't even know how to put it in words. Then I asked, because, sometimes if you get shot, you might live off of that. When she told me he had been shot and dead and killed, I started crying. I didn't even know what to say. I didn't know what to do. My heart was just so broken, and it just hurt so much knowing I can't see my father anymore. People, whoever is saying, oh, but he was a criminal. So what? He had a family. He had me. The last time I talked to him, it was for a short period of time, and I wish it'd been longer. I wish I could see him one more time. I wish he could tell me how much he loves me one more time. He tried to do his best for me and his family. I wish you was still here, so I would never in a million years think that I would see my father on a shirt, a pin, a necklace on social media saying he was shot and killed by a police officer.
My Lord.
How can I call you knowing you shot my father? How are you gonna have 4 policemen on 1 black man? On top of that, how are you gonna be scared of us if you're supposed to save us and you kill us?
Right on.
It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. I just wish it had been a different way. I just wish, like, what if the police never been called? What if they just let him go? What if they de-escalated the situation? You can't sugarcoat it. You can't put a Band-Aid on it. Everybody knows there's so many protests yesterday, so many posts from different parts of Wisconsin that I know of. This morning, yesterday, when we were at, I don't know what it's called, but when we were seeing, when we were at the visual, my friend kept texting me saying, "Are you okay? Please talk to me. I want to know if you're safe." I called my cousin back. She said, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" So put yourself in my shoes. What would you do knowing you just turned 13 last month and that you're about to go into a whole new level of school, knowing that your dad is dead? Now, when I grow up, if I ever have kids, how do I tell them? Your grandpa, when I was young, how do I tell them that he has been shot and killed by somebody we need protection for? How do I tell my little brother in the future why I don't see my dad that much anymore? Because he's dead. It makes no sense.
No sense.
I just wish I see him one last time. I hear his voice one last time. No one deserves this, especially not if he's a man of color.
Justice for Corey. 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 Justice for Corey.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
No racist police.
No racist police.
Damn right. Man, can we just acknowledge Khalil again? She spoke for so many. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. She spoke for so many in our community who are struggling. I mean, out the mouths of babes, as the Bible say.
Yep. This is attorney Ben Crump speaking, representing the Ruiz family. They retained his services to represent them in this ongoing investigation, homicide investigation.
Relationship, or described you two as being twins, like twins. Can you talk a little bit more about your favorite memory of him, your experience with him? Why do people call you twins?
Well, she always used to call me her twin, his twin. She used to tell me that every day, every time she saw me. "Oh my gosh, you look just like your dad." And my family would tell me, "You look just like your father." If you see pictures of him, they say you look exactly like twins.
She don't look like me.
So it was our relationship. I wish it would have been more than it was. But for the most part, yeah, that is my twin. Regardless, dead or not, that's my twin forever.
Justice for Corey. Justice for Corey.
Justice for Corey. Could you spell your name for us while you're up there?
KAH''LIYAH. Kalia.
Justice for Kalia. Justice for Kalia. Yes.
It seems like the police justifications are probably going to be on this night that you've mentioned several times. Could you tell us what kind of night it was and where it was when the incident took place?
You know, we're looking at the video. We don't see when the incident took place when he was cut. I mean, y'all looked at the video like we looking at it. Obviously, we're retaining experts to break it down frame by frame, but I mean, we looking hard to see where this alleged cut happened at. And as I said,
You don't see no officers cut.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a video yet with an officer cut.
Yeah. And two things. Number one, you look at the body language afterwards, you don't see anybody tending to any injuries or anything. So, you know, we gotta all look at this video carefully. I think the mayor said it best, no citizen should end up dead from an encounter with a police officer. And that's very important. But the second thing, and this is what the community leaders and the activists, Kalia, so many of their family members, that's why you got to have body cam video like Attorney Lamar said. I mean, how in 2026 you don't have body cam video? If we have body cam video and if they were cut, we would see it clearly.
Civilian oversight now!
Amen. Yes, ma'am.
Are you concerned about the independence of the DOJ's investigation, given there are things the agency can change about its homicide investigation process because it's an officer-involved shooting?
We're very concerned. We want there to be a fair and impartial and transparent investigation.
Not biased.
Yeah, not biased, because we can see the video. Thank God. Again, I want to just thank those citizens for recording those videos, because where would we be if there were not videos? Yes, sir.
Question for you and for the family. I'm sorry for the pain you're going through. What does specifically accountability and justice look like?
Yeah, you know, I get asked that question often, especially when we're fighting for black lives and so forth. And what I say very simply to anybody who asks that, if this was your brother, if this was your father, if this was your son, what would justice look like to you? Well, that's exactly what we want. The same justice, equal justice, nothing more, nothing less. Madison, Wisconsin, the world is watching to see if Corey Ruiz can get justice in 2026. Justice means accountability. It means the district attorney charging the police if they see that it was a crime committed on that video. It is allowing that they get full justice, not partial justice, not half justice, not 3/5 justice. That there is civil justice and there's criminal justice, and then we want legislative changes to make sure no other 13-year-old little girl has to come and articulate how her heart is broken because the police killed her father. And it's very personal to many of us. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and for black parents, you know, it's always our worst nightmare that we might get killed by the very people who are supposed to protect and serve when de-escalation was supposed to be the course of the day. Instead of doing the least, he seemed to have done the most. And that's why you see the shock on the policewoman's face. That's why you see the shock on the other person's face. I mean, they are literally shocked. You don't have to take Ben Crump word for this. Go look at that video. They are shocked that this guy shot them. I mean, he could have put other off. I suspect when you really look at it, he put the officers in more danger than Corey Ruiz ever put them in that day. I mean, he fired right close to them. And so that's what justice looks like, full justice, not partial justice. And hopefully it's justice for Corey's family, but it's justice for the community, because when you have people held accountable, police officers think twice before they shoot. We don't want them to protect and serve everybody else and then police us the same kind of way they de-escalate when it's in other communities and other members of the community. We want them to think and pause before they shoot. We don't want them to shoot first and then start asking questions later. And that do seem to be the scenario in this video when you look at it. They ask questions later. So I got a little emotional. I hope we answered your question. We'll take a few more questions.
Hey, y'all, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back to the Grapevine. You were just listening to the live, late-breaking press conference of the Ruiz family and attorney Ben Crump, and they were discussing Corey's untimely homicide by a cop in Madison, Wisconsin. You're on the award-winning 101 Truth Radio.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, my not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NFL Hall of Fame receiver Terrell Owens is staying active in retirement with pickleball, and he's collaborating with a unique footwear brand on a special shoe designed to help you recover from an intense match. Owens is working with Scintillate, a brand that uses AI and 3D printing tech to create customized shoes tailored for each person's foot. Owens spoke to Bloomberg about why he wanted to launch a recovery shoe.
With so many people spending hours and hours, it takes a toll on your body, not only just your feet, your knees, your back.
The shoe is called TO Reset. Here's Scintillate CEO Ben Weiss.
What we're doing now is we're introducing an incredibly exciting new category to footwear, recovery by sport, with the pickleball recovery shoe, the TO Reset shoe. This is the first of its kind product that is developed around all the ways that you move with lateral motion in pickleball.
Owen says recovery is vital to performance, and performance starts with your feet. 3D customized TO Resets could get your recovery off on the right foot. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Welcome back to the Truth Radio, the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. And I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and you are listening into the Grapevine, and we're picking some more grapes. Get ready. 101.7 The Truth Family Fest is back. Join us August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School for free back-to-school resources, live entertainment, family activiits, and community fun. Vendors and sponsors can reserve a spot by visiting truthfamilyfest.com or Sierra.Brown at Milwaukee Black Media. Sierra.Brown at Milwaukee Black Media, proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, and Ascension. Hey y'all, guess what? We have Black Arts Fest ticket giveaway. Be caller number 5, and we will get you some tickets to the Black Arts Fest. Yes, and that will be. Please, if you got your phone, make sure you call in. It's your chance to win. We're giving a pair of tickets to the Black Arts Fest MKE. It's happening August 1st at the Summerfest grounds in Milwaukee. And don't miss this. Don't miss it. It's a really fun-filled day of music, culture, art, food, community, featuring the Lattimore Brothers and Dave Hollister live on stage. So make sure that you are caller number 5. If you are caller number 5, we are giving the tickets away right now. Call in. Caller number 5. Let's do it. The lines just lit up. Hey, y'all. We got caller number 5 on the line. Who we got? I know y'all calling. Keep calling. Call. We're going to give away these tickets to the Black Arts Fest, MKE, featuring the Lattimore Brothers and Dave Hollister. I know y'all want to see the Lattimore Brothers and Dave Hollister. I ain't going to lie, man. I ain't seen the Lattimore Brothers in a long time. It's good to see them, man. It's really good to see. And also Dave Hollister. I haven't seen Dave Hollister in a while, in a long time. I think I seen him in concert some time ago, but it'd be nice to see him. I know he had got a chance to talk to Ray. I think he was able to talk to Ray. So man, it'd be nice to see them perform at the Black Arts Fest. I wonder, is anybody else in Truth Land? Is anybody else in Truth Land actually going to go to the fest? Let us know if you're going to the fest. Shout us out. Give us a call. I want to understand. Who's actually going to go. Meet us out there and go see the Lattimore Brothers and Dave Hollister at the Summerfest grounds August 1st. That'll be a Saturday, so don't forget. We got caller number 5. Caller number 5 lit it up. Hey, y'all. We were just listening to the press conference. And we cut to the live feed of the press conference, and very interesting because the family of Corey Ruiz just retained the so guess what? Real quick, we got Miss Yvonne. You're the winner of the Black Arts Fest ticket giveaway to see the Lattimore Brothers and Dave Hollister on August 1st.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who do you plan on going with?
Well, probably it will be one of my friends, because I'm not sure if my sisters will want to go.
You said one of your, I didn't hear you. You just broke up. You said what?
One of my friends.
Oh, yeah? One of your friends? Okay. That's right. So we'll see you out there Saturday, August 1st, right? at the Black Arts
yes.
Fest?
Let's hope it's not 100 degrees.
Well, let's hope it's 80 so we can get you out there. 80, nice and breezy, so you can see the Lattimore
80
brothers.
is good for me.
That's right. That's right.
That's good.
And what station gave you these tickets?
The Truth, of course.
That's right.
101.7.
That's right. Thank you so much, Miss Yvonne, and we'll see you out there.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye. Woo! That was fun. I like that. Thanks, Miss Yvonne. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll see you out there. And before we cut to the ticket giveaway, we were just listening to the live press conference in Madison, Wisconsin, of the homicide investigation by the Madison Police Department. And also we were just listening to Ben Crump and some of the family members talk about the deceased Corey Ruiz, who was killed by Madison police. Very interesting, very life-giving, because the young daughter, 13-year-old daughter, was able to speak and very lovingly gave her words of who her father was and what she was planning to do with him prior to his untimely death and shooting and murder. I think there are a number of ongoing protests. There also are a number of public statements being made in Madison. There's a visual that is being protected. As a matter of fact, the visual yesterday, at 2:30 in the morning, a gentleman tried to ram his truck through the visual. So they had a barricade that was set up, but a gentleman tried to ram his truck through the visual. So hopefully everybody stays safe. Please, keep it as peaceful as possible. We do not want anybody to get hurt, nor on either side. We want to try to keep it as very, very civil as we possibly can. But, we're always on the lookout for bad actors. I want to know, after the break, what does accountability look like to you? And how do we balance officer safety with preserving life whenever possible? This is very interesting. What they said in the press conference was that none of the officers in 2026, none of the officers had any body cam. No body cam at all. Very, very, very unrighteous. When we come back, we're going to discuss this live broadcast, and we're going to get to some other topics that we want to discuss in relationship to that $1.15 trillion that was just passed by our government. When we get back in
Milwaukee County, equity means making sure everyone has a real chance to thrive. That's why the Milwaukee County Office of Equity works to help remove barriers, strengthen community connections, and support fair access to opportunities across Milwaukee County. Want to learn what they do, explore resources, or find ways to get involved? Just search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online. Milwaukee County Office of Equity, advancing equity for all Milwaukee County residents. For more information, search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately, in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You're on the Grapevine. We're picking some more grapes. You're on the award-winning Truth Radio 1017. Yes. And we had an eventful, very eventful day. I am very excited because I think in the next couple of weeks we'll be able to talk to some more professionals about yoga, fitness, also people who are in the space of protecting you, such as John Fletcher, who we had on the show today, discussing domestic violence and what you can do to protect yourself. Fantastic, fantastic conversation. He was able also to demonstrate some things, but we're going to have him back because we definitely need our women protected in our spaces of within the city and outside of the city. So Milwaukee, I'm tired of talking about the defense budget, but I like it's faceless. It's a number floating in Washington, $1.1 trillion. I want to introduce you to a name that if you don't know, you will know very well. And it's in relationship to this war that has been extended beyond the borders of Iran and Israel. It is definitely taking shape and taking form into something even greater. A gentleman by the name of Palmer Luckey. He's a tech founder behind a company called Anduril, and he landed a single U.S. Army enterprise contract this year worth $20 billion. Now, if you want to ever look him up, this guy is always on stage. This guy is a young dude, he's probably 28 years old, and he walks on stage. He looks just scruffy, like he just got off the beach, always wearing Hawaiian shirts, like literally he never wears a suit. And he got a contract, an Army enterprise contract totaling $20 billion. So they're basically consolidating over 120 separate defense orders into one deal. Drones, autonomous weapons, AI-powered battlefield systems, different new technology, and money keeps pouring into this guy. One man, one company. He literally built it. It was just him and some other person. And I want to be precise here, Milwaukee, because accuracy matters more than outrage. I can't sit here and tell you Anduril is named specifically inside this exact $750 million Israel provision. However, I do know that Anduril is making those weapons, those prototype weapons being placed in war as you see right now. So all those videos that you see where people their guys are using drones and blowing up folks and all this other stuff, that is Anduril technology. That is Anduril company sitting at the entire edge of defense spending. They are the single largest defense contractor in the world. They they make everything, faceless. So this gentleman, his name is Palmer Luckey, and look him up. You'll be able to see how this gentleman has taken our U.S. government by storm, and it's just sad. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I want to spend a little time on the $20 billion in terms of, what I would do with it. Like, housing experts estimate it would cost about just under $10 billion to provide permanent housing to every single household that used an emergency shelter this year. I'm going to read that again. $9.6 billion, just under $10 billion. You can provide housing to every single person that has used emergency shelter. That's shelter during when it's hot. That's shelter when it's really cold. That's every single person. And feeding every single kid in America a free lunch. No paperwork, no stigma, no lunch debt hanging over a 9-year-old's head. Just, economists estimate that costs about $11 billion more per year than we actually spend. That means Andrew's one contract alone could have ended sheltered homelessness in America, and we gave it to somebody who doesn't even need it. He doesn't need it. $20 billion to make drones, basically. Here's the sad part. When you walk out your house and you go to your downtown area or to your beach area or to, if you in Cali, to Venice Beach, or if you in New York to what's the meatpacking district, you're going to find homelessness. You are definitely going to find homelessness. And with this money that we just spent, we could have put it to saving the people who are actually homeless. They have homelessness, people without homes, and encampments. And we are taking swaths of these people and displacing them and putting them in other places. It's absolutely foul. So here's where I land, Milwaukee. Here's where I land. When I can name one man, one company walking away with more money than it would take to solve two national crises. Talking about we don't have the money officially becomes the biggest lie this country and government tells us every single year. They told us we were broke, and they found $1.15 trillion. And I want to say this directly to every single member of Congress who voted yes this week, including the ones from Wisconsin. 216 of you found the political will to move $1.15 trillion through the House in days. In days. I want to answer, like we all want to answer on record for that, for why. The same urgency has never shown up for a national housing plan or a permanent solution to childhood hunger. Don't tell me it's not affordable. We just proved it was affordable. You just watched a single tech founder collect more money than it costs to fix 2 entire cities. Oh, man. It's really, really foul. It's really foul. We watched literally one dude, a single tech founder, collect more money than it costs to fix 2 entire crises. And they call it routine business. What you proved is it was never about the money. It was about what you decided was worth funding without hesitation. And what you've decided we can keep debating like forever. Straight up. This is, I mean, a young girl misses her dad. A young man, 30-something years old, misses his daughter. A young man is killed by a bullet, a number of them, 3 headshots, and there's no body cam. Milwaukee. I'm telling you, that's the show. Today, it's been a real one. It's been a real one, Milwaukee. We taught you how to protect your own body because the truth is nobody's coming fast. Nobody's coming fast enough most of the time. We broke down the $1.15 trillion bill piece by piece. You watched, a young girl get up on camera and pour her heart out. This is the same old story that we cannot get used to. Same story, 3 different stages. Protect your body, protect your attention, and don't you dare let a member of Congress or any government tell you the money isn't there next time they need an excuse. You watched them find it this week out of the blue, and you watched exactly who it went to. That's the show. I'll see y'all next time. Tap in with Jazz is coming up next. Milwaukee. Peace. We'll see you out.